This video in particular is in regard to a creator named Junkie. When I say I don't like that person, there's something wrong with them, I'm right. Understand that. The sheer fact that they allowed a minor to like hang out is like actually so disgusting to me. Like, if you know that somebody's a kid and they're talking and you have a Discord full of adults, there should be no kids there. Adults on the internet should not be helping them. Adults on the internet should not be a surrogate family for them, even if it is an abusive household. I'm sorry. Like, that's ridiculous. Buddy, you should never be in a situation where you're online and you have a friendship with a child. It's just not a thing you should do, ever. It's not what normal people do. What do you mean by fixing yourself? How does that work? He was trying to fix himself. I don't know how you fix yourself when you have CSAM and you're like gloating about it, and then you tell people, well, yeah, I destroyed it, but I kept it forever. Whoa, no way! His response after being grilled this long was, yeah, I had a really heavy porn addiction, and I was told I didn't care about anyone's ages, and I just had them draw pornography because I'm addicted to it. It took you this long just to own that?
You're suing a man and you end it with a fucking dog hitting a fucking drum! Oh, I'm fucking mad.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
We have more art commentary related content going on, okay? This video in particular is in regard to a creator named Junkie. Junkie was a guy a part of the FCK. He has a maggot fetish. He's a bit of a freak, okay? Now, this video in particular has very important points against certain individuals. Ponder Sprocket. Now, I wish to state, again, for the millionth time, I was right. 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 I was right again about Ponder, that they have skeletons in their closet. And I was right. And I love being right. I'm always right. When it comes to my gut, I'm always right. Always. Understand this. When I say I don't like that person, there's something wrong with them, I'm right. Understand that. So this video is going to go over Junkie's kind of like history involving the FCK, how they treated Chuuli. I wish to state just one thing though. And this is more or less for the people that don't like truly understand the situation involving Chuuli, in particular, a dry, dusted lesbian that is going to die alone and is desperate for internet relevance, but is just a-logging one person like a dark side filled detractor. So let's just really understand what I'm trying to say here.
Cat Williams, how do you keep calling this shit?
I don't know.
Skull emoji.
Fucking guts. So I'm just gonna say something to the deranged lesbian, queer individual. They do not understand what is going on with the Chuuli stuff. They were 14 at the time. They were not 17, like this person is trying to say. They are 14 throughout this time frame. These adults were people that turned around and played the accountability game, called out people that were inappropriate with minors, all this other stuff. And now karma's coming to bite them in the ass. And Chuuli is an adult and able to rationalize these things now and bring it to the forefront. I understand the random strangers online argument should have been responsible for me by stopping me from doing stupid things. They should. They were the adults. They're the ones that are arguing against people doing stuff like this. They should have known better, okay? Queer. Just understand that before we get started.
Everyone, so despite my desperate wanting to wrap up dunking on the hose that I need to in order to get back to enjoying things on my newer channel, I am once again dealing with the aforementioned hose being added onto my plate. I will get back to working on my Susie video after the next one is done, which is funny because now 3 videos have pushed back my upcoming Heaton video because degeneracy can
Yo, how do we know about the maggot thing? I don't know. That's just an allegation.
not help but
I'm pretty sure there are people that are just like, hell yeah, that's totally real. I just like to say it because it's crazy.
prevail. But for now, it's time to talk about Junkie. Originally, this video wasn't even something I thought about making, as I thought everything to be said and done about Junkie had already been said and done. But as was—
Well, yeah, Junkie was like how long ago? How long ago was the Junkie drama? It's gotta be like over 5 years. It's gotta be. Yeah, it's like 2021. Jesus Christ. It's been almost 5 years now. Jesus.
See, that's absolutely not the case. Also, quick disclaimer, a lot of genuinely unironically evil people are going to be talked about in this video, including groomers and child abusers, and while I'll initially refer to them by their screen names, I'm going to primarily call them by their legal first names because I don't feel like giving people like that anonymity. So, born in April 1997, the name's Junkie, whose real first name is Joseph, was a YouTuber who, after bullshitting around on his channel for a while, shifted into the DeviantArt ranter sphere in early 2016 with his friends like Chaos55T. His self-proclaimed goal in the upcoming months and years was apparently to uplift the little guy, as yeah, the DeviantArt ranty community was fucking evil and basically like 90% adults bullying the absolute shit out of typically female tween and teen artists, and
you know, Medicare did that, but he wasn't going around in Discord servers talking to kids. You know, there's a little bit of a difference between people shitting on terrible artwork and making fun of DeviantArt versus getting engaged with these people, talking to these kids, getting in Discord calls with these kids. You know, like there's a bit of a difference, Chuuli.
believe me, I'm being humble with that 90%. My friend Clownteeth, who is a sizable name in the community back in the day as a minor, is working on a video or videos about the community's history and how unfathomably dog shit it was, so do watch those when those come out. So back to Joseph. Admittedly, what he went into the DA ranting space with was a noble effort, though it would have been more noble if he managed to pull through on it. Despite minor public mini-fights with whatever person he was beefing with, which was very frequent, mind you, I'd say he was a relatively inoffensive content creator, especially compared to the genuinely batshit creators he was coming up with. At the time, there was what I can only describe as a deep cleaning of the community as newer creators like Icy Hazard, Junkie, Spoctor, Pentagrin, and others came in.
Spoctor, dude. Hearing Spoctor's name now is so funny. Because I know somebody who's making a video on Spoctor, kind of doing a retrospective on the drama, which is pretty intriguing. And there's a lot of information that has come forward about that, the failing and the fumbling and the sweeping by other creators. Oh, God. It's going to be so good when that video comes out.
To it with an extremely different mentality and moral compass compared to the older members like the Fandom Menace, Sav Draws, Deviant Cringe, Amy Chan, and Sonic Fan 93, leading all of the old guard being banished to irrelevance. You might have noticed that the listed newer creators were also complete garbage, save for Clown, Icy, who was the only one that didn't commit atrocities against mankind and actually made the effort to mature into the grown adult that she is. TLDR, the newer members seem to have much more diabolical issues with them beyond bullying children or anyone else they thought they could make fun of for a living. Not saying that the old members were good, they weren't, and a ton of children, or else people who just didn't deserve it, genuinely dealt with abject harassment from those creators and their fan bases. Nor was the pattern of diabolical issues entirely unique to the newer creators. Joseph,
I'm gonna be honest, if they're drawing like weird, creepy shit, they should be bullied. I don't care. That's just me though.
Escaped this kind of condemnation for several years, only being the target of really stupid criticisms. Like, I haven't forgot when Simply Dad and Yo-Yo3639 tried to paint him as a bad person for having a video series where he would promote smaller channels deemed to be in the ranter genre, because to them it was him putting himself on a pedestal and giving smaller creators approval, which is the dumbest and most bad faith takeaway I could imagine having from that, but I can't help but feel it was just totally.
That's fair. That is a retarded fucking takeaway. Hey, this guy is doing some form of like uplifting of smaller creators. He's just putting himself on a pedestal. Yeah, that's a stupid criticism of Junkie.
Projection. So yeah, I mean it when I say for a long while the biggest critics of Joseph back in the day were total fucking idiots, which sucks, because he actually did suck. This eventually came to light when in 2021, a YouTuber by the name of Heaton Mitsuru openly talked about her.
Whoa, Heaton, my favorite suicide baiter. You take the moon and you take the sun. You suicide bait your friends for fun. You try to make a old man cry.
Experience being lied about and thrown under the bus by Joseph back in 2018 over him giving her permission to use private screenshots that he gave her. Now, yes, we know Heaton very much on this channel, and we hate her. But she's absolutely relevant to the situation, so we have to talk about her. The situation between her and Joseph is so annoying too, because if Joseph wasn't such a complete coward, he could have just explained that he didn't know that Heaton was going to use them in the extremely inflammatory and inappropriate way that she did. Because yeah, that video was genuinely horrific and Heaton should have been rightfully chewed the fuck out for it, but instead he chose to lie and heavily insinuate to several people that he never gave Heaton permission to use the screenshots just to keep the heat off himself. And Streisand's effect be damned, that led to literally all of the discourse focusing on him and his dishonesty. So Heaton coming forward about that led to Joseph just leaving his platforms like his Twitter and YouTube account, but for
imagine leaving because of a Heaton video. Imagine leaving because Heaton called you out.
darker stuff from Joseph.
That has to be the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. Yeah, he leaked some DMs and I left the internet because I got bullied by Heaton Mitsuru. Like, fuck off.
In 2023, it was revealed in a video by Lio Convoy that Joseph and Faghost, real name Liam, had it
Faghost
call back in January 2020 with then creator Spoctor Tech, real name Colin, where Colin had admitted to obtaining real life.
Dude, Chuuli, by the way, if you watch this, you're getting roasted for your terrible support play. Do better.
CSEM from a 13-year-old girl he was dating when he was either 16 or 17 and keeping it until past his 18th birthday. Spoctor also admitted in this call.
Yes, okay, so let me really kind of like drill this into your brains here. So the drama involving Spoctor is this, okay?
Then creator Spoctor Tech, real name Colin, where Colin had admitted to obtaining real-life CSEM from a 13-year-old girl he was dating when he was either 16 or 17 and keeping it until past his 18th birthday.
That's fucking not good. That's really, really fucking bad. Like, That's Destiny level shit right there, baby. Except Destiny was in his fucking 30s when he got that. You know what I mean?
Doctor also admitted in this call to keeping this girl around because it's, quote, better to be on good terms with someone that hated you.
Even I look back on it,
That is a crazy thing to do. It's like, hey, I'm going to keep this girl around who sent me nudes of herself when she was 13 because she hates me, and I'm just gonna be friends with her. I'm just gonna kind of like control the narrative with her. That's fucking creeps.
like, why?
Yeah.
You know? Especially like after I turned 18, I was like, I had the drive. It was like sitting on my counter, and I looked at it and I was like, why do I still fucking have this?
Why the hell was it just sitting on your counter? Who the hell leaves a thumb drive out with porn on it? Child porn on it in the open?
Because it was not too long after her and I like we stopped talking.
Yeah. And you guys are not on. You guys aren't in a fling anymore.
No, we're just on good terms because it's better to be on good terms with someone that hated you. Literally, it's destroyed. I fucking crushed it. I wiped it, I formatted it, and crushed it.
Can you
I love that he's like giggling. He's like, yeah, like I had this CSAM and I totally destroyed the flash drive and I crushed it. It's like, bruh, that's so fucking weird.
take a picture of it and show us that you did crush it?
I flushed it out. Dude, this was.
Literally,
Do you know this was like
yeah.
ages ago, right?
This
Okay.
was like
This was ages ago.
Yeah.
This was like the beginning of 2019.
pretty much.
All right then.
So shit.
Yeah. I don't know how. I don't know
Besides,
how.
even if you ask for pictures, what would I do? I could just take another buy a flash drive and crush it and say, "Oh, here's your proof."
Here's proof, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a fucking terrible thing to say. He could have thrown it away without a sound and he would have been fine. He literally shot himself in the face and he's giggling about it. Like he put a loaded shotgun right in front of his face, like a double barrel, you know? He's got like he's got a double barrel shortened shotgun. And he's got it right between his eyes. And he's like, yeah, this is a good idea. Click. Like he just blows his own brains out.
I can't even begin to explain how fucking sick it is that you specifically get the 13-year-old girl that sent you nudes when you were 16 in your good graces now that you're at an older age that not only highlights how fucking weird and inappropriate the age gap is, 15 and 18, but while the kid who sent you her naked body in the first place is still at such a young and vulnerable age. And I
Yeah, that is fucking creepy. That is horrible.
can't even begin to explain how fucking sick it is that two adults heard this and just brushed past it like it was fucking
Yeah, I don't know how you brush past that. That is a good point. I don't know how you brush past that. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. As two grown men hearing that, going, wait, what? What do you mean that you just got rid of it? Wait, what do you mean you were in possession of this thing? I don't know. I'm pretty, like, if I heard that, I'd be like, bro, what? Yeah, we're done. Like, you're fucked. I'm telling everybody. Like,
fucking normal. But I shouldn't be surprised with either of the people confronting Colin, considering they're both degenerates in their own right.
my memory's fucked. So what was the gap between this first drama with, this and the first drama with stories? I don't remember. So, like, this was mostly the lore about Junkie stuff. And now we're getting into what Junkie got canceled for is what I assume you mean by timeline.
Right. More to be explained on Junkie in a minute. In case I need to spell it out, this is literally just what groomers do in order to keep their victims on a leash. And it's exactly what happened between me and one of the men that groomed me, Avraham. And the second I broke free of that hold he had on me when I was 20, he spent the next 2 years poisoning my name to anyone that would listen. Joseph covering for Spockter in that regard was already horrible, but it actually gets way worse and in a way that I need to expand attention to far off of just Joseph at this point. Because on January 3rd, 2020, when I was freshly 17, Ponder reached out to people in her server. The same one
I'm so sorry. I can't take the freshly 17 thing. I can't do it anymore. Please stop adding the word freshly in front of it. It got ruined by that one Minecraft allegation thing. It's like, please, I'm begging you.
I've been talking about in my past videos, which Colin
Give me a year after that call, and Junkie proudly introduced me to Spockter, then without ever mentioning any of this. Jesus Christ, what?
had also left in light of the accusations going public from a YouTuber named Manus at the end of 2019. She asked for help on what to do regarding the situation after receiving confirmation from Colin that he indeed did what he was accused of, and from there everyone hopped into a call where they learned from Ponder what Colin had done. The people who we can confirm knew from this call include Ponder, Caden Monroe, aka Christopher, Ellie Willy Woo, though keep her in mind, V Omega, aka Brandon, Manga Common, Jelly, aka Fago/Liam, Chaos55T, and Junkie, aka Joseph. I said remember Ellie because I was able to bring this up to her, and she claimed that she wasn't in the call for very long and never learned of the exact nature of the allegations, which would match up with her presence in the text conversation revolving around the call at the time it happened. Though my memory is shaky on the exact details, from the text conversation it's clear that Ponder was experiencing a lot of anger and confusion on what to do. The general consensus was that Ponder was under a lot of stress, and given that the accusations were already made public by Manus, she should just sit back and let Colin get exposed without worrying about it. I understand that she was trying to listen to advice from her friends, some of whom may have had her genuine best interest in mind, but with 5 seconds of logical thinking and remembering context, Ponder absolutely should have said something considering that A, her public association with him at the time was that of a positive one, and B, the reason why it was positive is because she saved his entire fucking internet career against false
Ooh. So you're telling me that the accountability lady, Ponder Sprocket, was aware of the CP flash drive. Being aware of that, freaked out about what to do about it, and then let other people handle it and pretended they didn't know anything until it was too much of a situation to not say something about it. Interesting. Am I misreading that? No, it's a different thing. It was a different thing. Am I stupid? Did I miss it?
Learned of the exact nature of the allegations, which would match up with her presence in the text conversation revolving around the call at the time it happened. Though my memory is shaky on the
She didn't know about the drive. So what am I misreading here? This is why I hate that she's using like real names, because I fucking only remember their screen names.
the allegations, which would match up with her presence in the text conversation revolving around the call at the time it happened. Though my memory is shaky on the exact details, from the text conversation, it's clear that
Spockter actually did a bad fucking shit. I'm trying to keep myself calm right now.
Ponder was experiencing a lot of anger and confusion on what to do. The general consensus was that Ponder was under a lot of stress, and given that the accusations were already made public by Manus, she should just
What the chaos? A new comment literally said, "Don't let the CC know this. You'll be a victim of their antics when they come at you. You can't accept proof." Also, I have Spockter's old / deleted account added to my friends list. Somebody else accused Spockter being a pedo / groomer. So they were aware that there was an allegation out there of Spockter having some form of allegations of being a pedo groomer. And Ponder panicked about it and just let people, instead of looking into it, they just panicked privately and did nothing about it. Even though they did save Spockter's career prior. That's fucking ridiculous.
just sit back and let Colin get exposed without worrying about it. I understand that she was trying to listen to advice from her friends.
But the thing is that Ponder, and the reason why it's bad is because Ponder is the kind of person that would rip apart somebody that would have done the exact same thing.
Some of whom may have had her genuine best interest in mind, but with 5 seconds of logical thinking and remembering context, Ponder absolutely should have said something, considering that A, her public association with him at the time was that of a positive one, and B, the reason why it was positive is because she saved his entire fucking internet.
Ones were false. This was about the flash drive stuff. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay. The Ponder video in 2018 is the one that were false. This is about the flash drive stuff. Okay, thank you for clarifying, because I feel like I'm getting confused by this instead of just focusing on the important nature of like what happened with the pond. Oh, what's the word? What's the words I'm trying to say here? Yeah, Ponder knew about the flash drive.
Career against false sexual
I heard that.
treatment allegations. What further makes no sense to me is why literally no one else said anything either. Again, I was able to talk to Ellie about why she didn't say anything. However, the other people, it's been a known problem that back in the day, everyone used to look to Ponder to fix everything. And it seems like when she chose to sit out this time, everyone else took it as an invitation to do the same. Manga Comment even says that everyone should publicly denounce Colin's actions and refuse to defend them, which is immediately shut down by both Brandon and Liam. That's actually unsurprising, given that Liam had just under 2 months prior for the fake story to Ponder Clown and I that they had sexually assaulted 2 girls who later took their own lives and had us believe it was true. I can't imagine why Liam would be hesitant on taking part in publicly denouncing horrible, illegal things that the accused party has admitted were true.
And this is the thing that I'm kind of annoyed by, when people that don't know anything about like how the art commentary community operates, the people that are being listed within these DMs in the group chat involving the Spockter stuff, the Junkie stuff, the FCK stuff, all these people. These are the kinds of people that made videos on others that ripped them apart for the same things that they were doing. They are hypocrites. They are not consistent. They are people that will ruin the lives of others for doing the same thing that they are doing. That is the problem with it.
I should note that I went on to Manga Common's Twitter to search any tweets he made in this time space to see if he ended up saying anything, and Homeboy just didn't. Love that, Common. No point in stopping there, since somehow things get even worse. If you had paid attention to any of Heat and Mitsuru's drama with Colin in the past, which stemmed from her drama with Joseph, then first of all, rip your sanity, and secondly, you might remember that she mentioned how Colin was confronted in Ponder's server.
Now, a conversation got had in Ponder Sprocket's Discord server with him and our resident lore master,
I'm so tired of listening to the gay librarian bitch, dude.
Aaron Tempest. Aaron took a lot of this.
Aaron Tempest! I'm going to be right about Aaron Tempest one day. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I'm going to be right. I'm going to be totally right. I'm going to be 100% right about Aaron Tempest. I have no idea what I'm going to be right about, but I know it.
Same issues I did and wanted to get Spockter's thoughts on it. Also, preemptively, I did get permission
Yeah, no, I'm aware. He also made a Google Doc.
to share these screenshots from Ponder herself, so all of you who are going to try and use this as an argument, you can shut up.
The same server he had left in light of the allegations, meaning he at some point was allowed to return. Now, honestly,
That's fucking crazy. Hold on.
And wanted to get Spockter's thoughts on it. Also, resident lore master Aaron Tempest. Aaron took a lot of the same issues I did and wanted to get Spockter's thoughts on it. Also, preemptively, I did get permission to share these screenshots from Ponder herself, so all of you who are going to try and use this as an argument, you can shut up.
The same server he had left in light of the allegations, meaning he at some point was allowed to return. Now, honestly, I feel like a fucking idiot for not putting those two dots together sooner, since one of the people Cullen talked to while making the video Heaton got so fucking butt mad at was me. I was freshly dealing with coming forward about Liam and getting tone policed by Heaton and her doers of crackers bidding, and Cullen asked me about what the deal with Liam was actually even about, since it was pure fucking chaos at that point. That was the only time I had spoken to him as an adult in that server, as any messages after were from when I was no longer really present because I had been successfully victim shamed for my abuse situation. So, when the fuck did he get back into the server? A month after he had admitted to having the drive with CSCM on it, and it was—
What? They let him back into the community, into their spaces, a month after the fact? Are you kidding? Not even like a year. Not even like a month. Not even like 2 years. Not even like 6 months. It's a month after. You've got... It's amazing to me how much these people talk on Discord. They're mentally ill. They're mentally ill. They're mentally ill. They're mentally ill.
Was at my suggestion. I was a fan of his at the time, and trying pretty hard to be a good friend to him, since I naively thought at the time that he was a really sweet guy, and I had also been poisoned beyond belief by the adults around me, including—
So this is the thing, right? The sheer fact that they allowed a minor to like hang out in any of these spaces is like actually so disgusting to me. Like, if you know that somebody's a kid and they're talking, and you have a Discord full of adults, there should be no kids there. None. Zero. Nada. No conversation. None at all. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This does not exist as a situation. It's kind of pathetic that they'll attack other people for doing the same shit that they're doing behind the scenes. Dude, they didn't give a fuck because why am I being introduced to him years later if he isn't a whole weirdo?
including my groomer, that the things Colin did were just stupid, easily forgivable mistakes that most make at some point in their lives. So I took it upon myself to reach out to him and see if he wanted me to get him back into the server. We had a talk that I die a little bit inside over every time I read it, and then I reached out to Ponder to ask him to let him back in. Now, I would hope that any 27-year-olds out there might hear this and think that, in her position, the correct response would be to firmly shut that request down and explain to the minor that they're talking to a dangerous individual, because that is the correct response. However, Ponder let him back into the server, and he was welcomed with open arms.
So you wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the 14-year-old reached out to the adult that was a known potential danger, a known danger in the community. And then when the DM was sent, hey, can you let him back into the server? They just let him back and didn't question why that guy was in a private DM conversation with a 14-year-old, 14 to 17. That's fucking insane that even happened in the first place. 17 at the time? Thank you. 17.
There is
because I remember most of the stuff that happened with Chuuli when they were like 14 to 17, so I got to remember which timeline we're in.
grace to be given to a certain extent, given what Ponder was dealing with at the time, but it doesn't excuse Ponder from not making the obvious decision to publicly disavow Colin for what he had done, especially as the person who publicly defended him to the point of saving his entire internet career. Nor does it excuse the rest of the people in that server call not saying anything either. However, what truly nothing can excuse on Ponder's end is allowing Colin back into the server just a month after the call took place, discussing his admittance of keeping a drive with CSCM of a 13-year-old on it past his 18th birthday. And worse yet, inviting him back at the minor's best.
Yeah, this is fucking insanity. Like, I don't know how you could even, like, sweep this. I don't know how you could argue in any other way. There's no real way to argue that what they did was just like an oopsie. They knew the situation. They knew what was going on. They knew what he had. And when they found out that he was talking to the only minor in the server privately to get back into the server, they didn't question that. They didn't say, no, we're not going to do that. You need to block him. Interesting.
From the conversation I had with Colin, it's clear someone or some people convinced me that it wasn't that big of a deal, considering I was 17 and deep in being groomed.
Who are the someone? Who are the some people?
By Avi at the time, while also having several other instances of sexual maltreatment and or grooming from people like V Omega, Brandon, and Christopher. This isn't too surprising on my end, and I've been told that I shouldn't be chastising my younger self for believing this obvious falsity. I should also note that it realistically was not, under any circumstance, the 17-year-old's responsibility to do something about this. However, I don't understand how a fully grown 27-year-old, as Ponder was able to look past something that fucking egregious. Yeah,
I literally can't think of anything. I can't think of any way that Ponder can look at this and go, oh, well, I just made an oopsie. There's no way to argue that, in my opinion.
up can't defend that at all, and the fact that she did that, I fucking hate everything. I know I've stuck my neck out a lot for her because she has been subjected to a lot of bad faith assumptions that I wanted to dispel on her behalf, but this was genuinely so fucked up of her to do. And
So here's the thing, Chuuli. I'm going to teach you something, all right? I'm going to teach you all something. If you're going to do content creation, if you're going to be involved in the drama sphere, never take it upon yourself to, like, fight on behalf of your friends. That's their problem, not your problem. Because the more you get involved, the more muddied it gets. The more muddied it gets, the more problems it causes. The more problems it causes, the more you get roped into it and it becomes your problem. Let them do it themselves. Always. There's no reason to argue on behalf of your fucking friends. Let them figure it out. And if it's really bad and they can't disprove it and the evidence is pointing in the direction of that friend doing shitty stuff, talk about it. Say, hey, they're a shitty person now. I'm not going to be friends with them.
and a gross failure on looking out for my well-being. Especially when she also later knew that I went back into Spoctor's Patreon Discord server, where I was then sexually harassed while I was still on my—
What? Be blushing. What did he or seek? Okay, so some form of art. Damn boy, nice cock. You piss a lot. What the fuck? So it was always on crack like this. The sexual harassment is not pictured. Okay.
That's not her fault, of course, but saying or doing nothing about me going back to be in the sex pest spaces is absolutely a failure on her end. Believe me.
Well, it's kind of a failure on all ends, like everybody's end. Anyone that knew that you were under the age of 18, that allowed you to even, Chuuli, to be fair, anybody in regard to this situation that knew your age should have known better. They should have removed you from these spaces. That's really it. Like, I don't get how these people did this while they were criticizing others doing something the same way. It's ridiculous.
Me when I say there's unfortunately a lot more to talk about when it comes to Ponder that has absolutely been shattering my fucking heart, but I deadass can't deal with that right now. Not saying never, but not right now. I will say, I've told Ponder about all of this and more, and she's given me a very heartfelt apology that she hasn't retracted.
Incredibly gross negligence, hypocritical negligence, in my opinion. Because, like, why are you doing this? To be honest, like, the fact that Chuuli was out and about doing these things is also a failure on her upbringing and parents. Like, just keeping a buck here. You know, a kid should not be roaming around Discord, going Discord to Discord. I'm sorry. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't neglect that. Where it's crazy that she was even allowed to have this level of internet access in the first place. And that nobody stopped her immediately and said, hey, you're a fucking kid. Get out of here. Like, nobody said that. They all were just like, oh, well, whatever. It's like, why are you doing this?
Or shown she didn't mean, which is more than just about anyone I've dealt with before has given me.
Abusive environments, which is why she is trying to get out right now. That's fine, Thuman. But, like, even if they are in a situation like that, adults on the internet should not be helping them. Adults on the internet should not be a surrogate family for them. Adults on the internet shouldn't be putting them in situations like this, even if it is an abusive household. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. Like, that's ridiculous.
Me. But as for this video, I won't be talking more about her. Moving back to Joseph's behavior, in 2024, Laka Mocha Laka hosted a stream about Joseph's involvement in the Discord server, the Fruitcake Club, commonly referred to as the FCK. You probably know about it, seeing as it's—
Dude, I've never heard of the FCK before. What's that Fruitcake Club? Never heard of it. You know, there's this video that somebody promised like forever ago about it.
Been talked about for well over the past year, but just in case, here's a clip from my video on Avi and Nezi detailing it. TLDR, the Fruitcake Club, called the FCK for the sake of brevity, was a server that had a lot of adult content in it, full of the old—
I love that we're just like, full of adult content. This is the lot. I know Chuuli goes into detail. This is just funny.
art commentator sphere and adjacent from 2019 to 2020. That included, but was not limited to, Doodle Tones, the names—
It always comes back to the FCK. The FCK is the Epstein Island of art commentary. It really is. It's just the Epstein files. Like, we're going to be referencing the FCK forever at this point. It's just, it will never go away, guys. You need to understand that the FCK is the Epstein list.
Junkie, Lucifix, Mad Libs, Hopeless Peaches, Miss Zizi, Fuchsia Butters, Toby Majestic, Toasty Vanilla, and Nazi Monster, as well as a bunch of fucking children, the youngest of whom was 12. Several of these children were children with online platforms like Slimmers, Mimi Diggs, It's Jamesy, and the most outspoken member, Teddy That Draws. These children were regularly subjected to, encouraged to share, and even create pornographic artwork, though real-life pornographic images were also shared by adults. There was also a chat dedicated to porn that Slimmers, a child, drew with others in the server interacting in there. I want to be clear, not every member was equally culpable or even participated in things as much as others. As far as I'm aware, ZZ, Fuchsia, Peaches, Toby, and especially Toasty, who groomed Teddy, were the worst offenders, while others served more as enablers, like Junkie, Lucifix, though apparently he was the fucking admin, and Nezzy, who knew about the minor.
Man, I miss Nezzy. Can we have Nezzy back? I want Nezzy back, okay? If I had to do a trade between the most annoying people in art commentary that I want to see to come back, I want to trade Nezzy Monster back. You know, I'll first round draft pick Nezzy. I don't want Heaton back.
Porn chat. There's two things I want people to take note of from this.
Mostly because I want Nezzy back to make fun of them. Like, that's really it.
One being Joseph's role as being an enabler, and the mention of Hal being the
Nezzy Monster, my first round draft pick to come back as a fucking lolcow.
admin of the server. Firstly, the focus on Hal here as opposed
Let's trade Heaton for Peaches and Doodles for Nezzy. No, I don't want Peaches back. So, no, I reject your trade offer.
to Joseph was a bit ill-balanced, as though yes, Hal was the admin, the situation was not typical of someone having an admin role. Toasty apparently did just give him the role despite the two of them not being close, which is weird considering Hal only had 60 messages in the server over the span of 2 months, and most
How is it? Yeah, it's weird. Duh. But like the thing is that you're dealing with somebody that was completely okay with sexualizing kids in a fucking Discord server. What do you expect from them?
were just art pieces. Like, don't get me wrong, Hal still fucked up and even posted a couple inappropriate things himself, but given how much less involved they were in the community and the server itself, it's not something I feel the need to put under too much heat. Joseph, however, deserves a much bigger spotlight for his actions in that server. Not only was Joseph incredibly inappropriate around the minors in that server himself, but he was also found to have witnessed the porn spamming in the server, particularly by Slimmers, even tagging her over it, and when explained to him,
Oh no! Junkie, no! Yesterday was porn in here, XD spooky. Slimmers explained your sins. Well, Junkie, it's a hard question to answer, you see. Oh no.
also found to have witnessed the porn spamming in the server, particularly by Slimmers, even tagging her over it, and when explained to him by Toasty that the people in that server, including the kids, post porn randomly for fun, Junkie encouraged them to continue doing that with an XD amazing
No. XD, sometimes we just post porn whenever we want. XD, amazing. Carry on. Oof.
carry on.
More Jar10 already in the it was in the beginning of the stream, buddy. If you want to watch it, go check it out.
Things unfortunately don't end there, as Joseph would then, I believe, intimidate and then ignore Teddy that draws trying to come forward about what Toasty had done to her. Joseph was a first-hand witness and enabler to Toasty being inappropriate with and around minors, yet wanted to cover for them when Teddy tried to advocate for herself.
Due to how I was treated, I had still told the story and didn't name people involved. I was so torn and thought I had wrongly accused someone of grooming. When I had made that apology, I had gone to the creators I had told and said I had lied, one of them being Junkie.
I wanted to apologize the way I acted. Last we talked, I shouldn't have said that in panic, making it seem like you were trying to help, and it definitely shouldn't have lied to you. Toasty didn't groom me, and Toasty didn't do most of the things he had said, so they apologized to Junkie. Oh, all right then. Wait, what?
Junkie.
I don't remember this. I haven't really paid much attention to drama and whatnot, but if you're improving yourself, then that's okay. Interesting. Yeah, no, I remember going over the Teddy video. The DMs are interesting.
Hopeless Peaches. These screenshots are again from an account I cannot access, but I had told so many people and had sent said apology receiving either a cold shoulder or it is what it is. The name's Junkie has been proven to know exactly what happened in the server, and had kept being friends with Toasty even after the fact. I had begged people to listen to me when this was happening, crying about a video being made on me for telling people I was groomed by an adult who they all knew and were friends with, in a server.
Junkie, the FCK gaslighted Teddy into retracting their expose of Toasty Vanilla. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that specifically. They were just like, well, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. You're making shit up, blah, 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 blah. And then it turned into Teddy being like, maybe I did fuck up. Like... all these people, man, the Epstein list of the ACC is fucking crazy. They're all just people that are trying to clamor over themselves because they got caught being fucking creeps and, in my opinion, basically pedophiles to kids.
Where they were in. By the time the dust had settled, people started to ignore me, brushing me off. I had a hatred for the adults who sat there and knew exactly what happened for years.
Now, before moving on too quickly to present happenings, as it adds somehow even more layers of fucked. So Joseph was one of the people I met online when I was 14 and joined the slideshow commentary sphere, as the SCC and the DA ranters were in them.
Which, this is insane to me that these people, yeah, she entered the fray at 14 and all these people just genuinely were like, yeah, I'm going to talk to this 14-year-old. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They all threatened to make videos on her and she freaked out. Sounds about right.
Middle of experiencing a big collision at the time. I won't lie, Joseph never particularly read as very bright to me or even mature. One instance I can think of to highlight how dim he could be is when Spoctor, Colin, before he got outed for being in possession of CSEM and also while he was a minor himself, was doxxed on Twitter, and Joseph thought it would be a good idea to start having public slap fights with the account, bringing infinitely more attention to a thing that everyone else was trying to keep under wraps as much as humanly possible while we tried to get it taken down. Heaton's dumbass actually also outed this fact in her aforementioned video on Fran. God, that video was fucking garbage, but again, another day. So not only was my friendship with Joseph littered with me constantly having to clean up the messes he made, some of which were discreetly mentioned in my video in 2021.
I'm gonna be real, Chuuli. It was not your job to clean up these people. I don't know what kind of community idea that you had is that you had to be involved in these people. You didn't. You really didn't. And I know I'm not trying to victim blame Chuuli here. I'm just saying, like, past Chuuli should not have done that to herself. Yeah, you need to stop blaming yourself, Chuuli. It's not your fault. Like, it literally is not your fault. Like, at all. Like, you gotta stop.
One about Liam. But yeah, not only did Joseph involve me in or allow me to be in several drama situations as a minor to help save his ass from whatever dumb shit he was in the middle of, which was stressful and inappropriate, but not majorly an issue. But he also threw me at a known groomer the second I turned 18. Sar, remember Toasty? Well, within a month of me turning 18 in 2020, which he knew, the same year he had threatened to silence Teddy if she ever spoke up about what Toasty did, Joseph introduced me to Toasty, and the two of us did form a friendship. I know I was definitely poisoned against Teddy at the time from the brief tellings of events I was told, though I don't know to what degree. But what I do know is that in the friendship I formed with Toasty, I was subjected to the same disregarding and pushing of sexual boundaries from them that I was unfortunately already used to. It's not something I've ever talked about before, but back in the day when I was younger, I used to publicly identify as asexual. And though part of this was for personal private reasons I won't disclose, there was a more practical purpose for the identity. I naively thought that if people knew I was asexual, they would avoid sexual content in conversations around me. But instead, because of the type of men I was around, including Toasty, it was almost seen as a challenge. There's a very haunting interaction between me and Phantom Heart from early 2021 where I talk about how
Hold on, what is this? Toasty sent me anime titty forgetting I was ace, and I was like, delete. Oh lord, just straight up tell them you aren't chill with that and they should stop. They need boundary awareness. If they don't, then yeesh. You block them, not yeesh. You block them. Or you say, or you should, this person should immediately say, hey, this person sent you porn, block them. We're in a call and they were like, oh wow, this is really good art. And I looked at all of a sudden under boob was on my screen and I was like, and they were like, oh shit, sorry, I forgot, and had to tell them delete it 3 times before they finally did. They were like, why? Because I don't want to see it. Does it really bother you that much? Jesus Christ.
How Toasty sent me pornographic artwork, and when I asked them to take it down, they wanted to know why. And when I told them it's because the content made me uncomfortable, they immediately tried to diminish my discomfort and pressured me to let them keep it, which I unfortunately did. Despite that, Toasty and I did form a friendship that became somewhat intimate, and we even planned to meet each other at some point, though thankfully that's something that never came to be, as they dipped entirely at some point due to being in a military boot camp thing and running from responsibility. Deadass, I don't even know how to explain how it feels getting, I don't know, secondhand orbited? Like, what the fuck do I even say to that? I'm pretty sure at this point my adolescence was just a constant parkour session, but instead of rooftops, I was just leaping to degenerate dudes. Fuck my drag. I unfortunately don't have my DMs with Joseph anymore, as he deleted his account at Laga's request after being obliterated on his stream. And by the time I learned how—
Does it bother you that much as Predator Talk? Yeah, no, of course. Why does it bother you? Oh, are you not comfortable with sexual stuff? Well, you should get comfortable with it's literally a pipeline argument.
I export things on Discord, my DMs with Joseph had—
It's like the most basic fucking conversational point that you'll have.
Already disappeared due to inactivity, with no way to retrieve them. So L probably shouldn't have had him delete his account. Oh well. Fortunately, all hope was not lost in terms of confirming certain events. Cue the lion! If you've been here before, you already know that I'm friends with Lio.
I love that we have to preface the friendship with Lio. I love that we have to do that. Because people like dried up, busted, queer lesbians that are desperate to be famous on the internet are just going to hear the words, oh, Lio Convoy is involved. All this stuff doesn't matter now. Like,
will not be doing any more prefaces regarding him in this or any future content. Don't be weird in my comments about my friendship with him, or your comments will disappear. So, I was in a call with Lio, and while venting about how much I hated Joseph because all the shit he made me clean up for him and what he did with me regarding Toasty Vanilla, Lio informed me—
I really can't wait to hear Lio. Does Lio go Batman? Does Lio go Batman in this call? Do I have to criticize Lio for going Batman?
That he still had a line of communication with Joseph through an alt account passed to him by his partner, Hal, and that he could get me into a call with him to potentially get some answers. I will warn everyone, Joseph has chronic 1 HP voice throughout pretty much this entire call. Fortunately for everyone here, I spent like an hour boosting his volume. You're welcome. So without further ado, I present to you some really infuriating mumbling.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. You want to go ahead and take the reins, Chuuli?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Hi, I haven't talked to you in
Yeah.
a long time.
Listen, buddy. Sometimes you just see something so stupid, you have to reference it, man.
I don't think I want to talk to you ever again after
Lio
that,
did a little, but he gets a W. Okay, I haven't seen this yet, so I gotta figure it out.
but I would like some questions answered.
All right.
So you knew a lot of what was going on in the FCK when it was happening. There's logs of you telling children to continue drawing and sharing porn. And I also know that you had a hand in silencing Taddy when she talked about what Toasty did to her. Is that correct?
I think. It's been a hot minute.
Which is all right. Listen, to be fair, in this moment, when I assume is going to happen, he's going to say, well, I don't really remember, which commentary amnesia. Obviously, easy setup. It's been about how many years now? 4 years since the FCK or something along those lines. That is tough to remember. But the problem is that there are messages of him doing these things as an adult. Doesn't matter if you remember or not. There is evidence against you, buddy.
Okay.
Cheers, my dude. Love ya. No homo. Fair warning. This beach gets amnesia and dementia in this call.
Oh, he does.
Expect to hear I don't know and I don't remember a lot.
Gotcha.
The main reason why I wanted to talk to you is the fact that you introduced me to Toasty after all of that happened in the FCK, when Toasty was under fire. Do you remember that at all?
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that part. So after everything that transpired, the allegations came out against Toasty. Junkie, knowing Toasty, being friends with Toasty, still let Chuuli as a minor get to know Toasty. Huh.
It's a little foggy. I apologize.
You introduced
At least he apologized, I guess.
me to Toasty maybe a couple weeks after I turned 18. Was that intentional?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so are you okay? Would you
Why is he saying ma'am? Like,
have introduced me to Toasty if I was a minor?
I don't think so, no.
no, why do you say think so? Why are you prefacing it with that? This kind of annoys me a little bit. When somebody asks you a very obvious question. You were in your 20s, they're a minor. This person was a danger. Would you introduce me to them still and let me be friends with them? Your answer should not be, I don't think so. It should be straight up, no. But, it's more of a nitpick.
Those are contradictory answers, Junkie.
Likely since I didn't meet you during the time, I probably wouldn't have.
Could you repeat that?
I said likely since I didn't meet you during the time before you turned 18, I likely wouldn't have.
Junkie, you met me when I was 14.
Ooh.
Did I?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Wow, so you actually don't remember, even how young I was?
No, I don't.
Well, because I can confirm that you were very, aware of my age at the time. Because I knew you for years before you introduced me to Toasty.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Lio, you're being abducted by aliens.
I'm trying to remember, and I don't.
Why?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm not gonna lie here. Her asking why don't you remember is a little that he just doesn't remember. But to be fair, he was aware of all this stuff. He did go into the DMs and gaslight people. He was there posting, talking about pornography in the server with them, tagging slummers who was a minor at the time in regard to the pornography. He did do all that stuff. You got to jog his memory more than anything else, but that's just me.
You don't remember me being your friend back in 2019,
And yeah, the commentary amnesia is pretty heavy here.
2018, 2020.
I apologize. The name didn't ring a bell when I first saw it.
Okay, does Dulu?
Wait a minute. Dulu?
And now he remembers.
Yes, this is.
Yeah, they should have opened. To be fair, they should have opened with that. But I see what happened here. They were talking about do you remember this? He goes, no. And then now magically he remembers Dulu, Chuuli's old handle.
Yeah, hi.
Oh my god.
You kind of hear the panic in his voice. He's like, oh god.
Yeah, that name rings a bell now.
Do you remember me being your friend now? When I was a kid?
I do.
Why
Buddy, you should never be in a situation where you're online and you have a friendship with a child. It's just not a thing you should do, ever. It's not what normal people do.
did you wait until we had a big celebration about my 18th birthday, which you were there for? Why did you wait until after I was an adult to introduce me to Toasty?
They all celebrated her 18th birthday together on Discord. This is so weird.
think I was just want to try and create a friend group with everyone, but I didn't think of his behavior at the time. I don't know why I didn't.
Okay. Because I do find it very suspicious that you had heard of this guy's whole thing with Teddy and tried to help shut it down, hush hush. And you also were very intimately aware of him having a server where they would spam porn. You knew that was Toasty's whole gig, basically.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how Junkie's going to respond to that part. Like, you knew that it was happening, and there's evidence showing that he knew. I'm so curious.
So it just is very suspicious to me that you waited until the second I turned 18 and then throw me at them.
I didn't have any malice behind it. I didn't.
That would track, because it's very obvious to me that you don't think, or at least you do.
Okay, so his whole thing is like, I didn't think about it. I didn't like realize the implication of something like that. Okay.
Didn't when I knew you. But that was fucked up of you to do.
It was.
Because I did get really close to Toasty when you did that. Because I was dealing with a shitty guy who I was able to break away from, but I only broke away with him just to turn around and cling to Toasty. And we were gonna meet, and I didn't know anything about what they had done, and you did. And you just threw this fresh 18-year-old at them.
I'm sorry.
You fucking should be. I don't understand how you saw that stuff going on, because you were in Fiendish Cavern, you were in Ponder's server, and you knew.
Yeah, I totally believe that you just forgot someone in your circle is a repeat offender, physically or not. Yeah, I can see that. I don't buy the commentary amnesia, man. I don't get it. Yeah, listen, Shinji, I also hate the freshly line. Just stop. Like, trust me, bro. I'm on your side on that one. It's just like, Jesus Christ, just stop it.
That porn was banned there because...
Just say the word, I just turned 18. Like, literally just turned 18 at the time. I don't need to hear the word freshly.
I and a couple other people were under 18.
Right.
So I don't know why it didn't click in your mind seeing other children post porn around adults and say, hey, actually, this shouldn't be allowed.
You're right. I should have done something.
Because I kind of don't believe that there wasn't any malice behind throwing me to him, because I remember you and a couple other people trying to feed me the story that Teddy was falsely accusing Toasty.
Ooh, that's bad. Chuuli, please tell me that you have like any sort of like direct evidence of that. Like, you were being told directly that. Was that in calls? Was that in DMs? Because I believe that happened, because we do have evidence of Junkie doing that to other people. I mean, to Teddy, to other people in their DMs. But I'm curious if he was going around doing it to like you and other people as well. That's curious to me.
Right.
And I think that's real fucking sinister that you saw Toasty get under fire, swept for it, and then only introduced me to them after I became a legal adult.
That is, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That's actually a fucking crazy way to look at it. Because all the stuff with Teddy was happening. They all downplayed the Teddy stuff. They knew the allegations were out there. And then the minute Chuuli hit 18, they were like, hey, you should meet Teddy, this porn-addicted freak.
Knowing what Toasty had done.
Right.
I just
That's interesting.
don't know what the fuck your deal was. Because you were always causing problems for me back then. And my friends. Like, you remember Kylie.
Right.
You were always causing problems for her, and I, as a, what was I then? 16-year-old, I should not have been having to wrangle you in to keep you from being a dumbass.
That's true, but also you shouldn't have gotten involved in the first place. But you're a kid. You know, you're a teenager. All your favorite creators are fighting, and you want to be involved with it. I get it.
Because you refused to act your age. You
got Teddy and Toasty mixed up. So no, they were gaslighting Teddy, trying to cover for Toasty. Did I missay the names?
Insufferable.
Let me clarify that.
I was.
And I don't know why you did any of that shit. Because, I mean, how long have you been off your channel?
About 5-6 years, I think. I don't know, 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
I am shocked that this dude came back. Like, what is the point? I know you have to take accountability and all that shit, right? I know that. I get it. I get what Chuuli and Lio are doing here. But, like, homie, he's been gone for 6 years. Like 4 to 5 years. This dude is done, dusted. He's got no platform left. I'm glad you got your closure. It's just really funny that he said, yeah, sure, I'd gladly get into a call with Lio and Chuuli to talk about 4-year-old drama.
And, like, what's the deal with you right now? What is this account about?
This one, it's just connect with friends that I have right now.
Are any of them from before you got exposed?
No.
Are you ever thinking of trying to have a platform again?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it'd be crazy if he just came back.
God. I just don't understand, like, why I had to be stuck with someone like...
By the way, I'm gonna shit on Hidden real quick, and I hope somebody clips this and shows it to her in Cat Slayer. Hidden, you hear the music in this video? You hear the music and how it doesn't overlap the actual conversation and drown out the voices? Edit like that.
You, because I do remember liking you. I had an affection for you as
Somebody clip that out and send it to Hidden.
a friend. But you were always causing me problems. You were always causing Kylie problems. You were always beefing with other people. I was having to go in and fix every mess you made. Otherwise, you just would cry and sulk all day and not want to do anything. Because I remember having to fix up your shit with Kylie. I remember having to fix up your shit.
Yeah, I know. Are you watching from the beginning of the stream? This dude is watching from the beginning of the stream, I think. How did you like the jar tent? I crashed out. I crashed out. Thank you for the 32 months, Grizzly Bear. I crashed out hard. I'll admit it. I've never been more angry watching a man flounder in my life. I just, like my whole thing that I get angry, like genuinely angry about is like pathetic people. You know what I mean? Like, you can have faults as a human being, and I don't have a problem with that. But it's the ones that make like their pathetic nature known. It's like, it aggravates me so much.
Because you and Chaos were being idiots and she was threatening to go public with stuff.
Right.
How is Beckett doing right now? How's he faring with the jar video? I'm curious how far he's got.
And
oh God, what is he doing? Why is he reading the manga comment thing? Gay. People are there to watch you watch Jar. Beckett, get to the point, bitch.
And I remember you being in multiple conversations where I was just getting full-on berated by adults. And you would just...
Junkie would crash out around negative comments and people making fun of him. I'm not shocked. Junkie likes maggots. He wants to fuck maggots or something. I don't know. This dude is a creature of the night. I am not shocked learning an art commentary channel doesn't like getting made fun of. Shocking.
Sit on the sidelines and posit little opinions that you had about whatever the fucking argument was. Like Caden one time decided to make a spectacle of me in a group chat when I was 15 and start talking about how I'm such a problem as a person and start berating me for all these problems, even though he was, I want to say 26 or 27 at the time. And you just sat there and agreed with him, even though he was telling a child that their entire being is an issue.
Well, to be fair, okay, let me be fair here. All right, there are some kids that need to be told that they're a fucking issue. Okay. There are some kids that need to be fucking told that they're like a definitive fucking issue, and they need a swirly, right? They need like a bully at their high school or middle school to like just shove their head in a locker or something. You know what I mean? Like you gotta do it at least once in a while. But based on what I've seen of Chuuli and how they've carried themselves and their overall dramas that I've looked into, I do not see a reason for Chuuli to have that level of scrutiny.
I should have been a better friend for you for what you're going through.
Why didn't you grow up?
I don't know, I had a lot of personal issues I never really fixed.
Why didn't you never grow up? I have a lot of personal issues. I have mental health. I have amnesia. I have AIDS. I'm gay. Shit.
Well, I've actually gone to seek therapy and figured out how much of an awful friend.
Wait, is he actually gay? I feel like I'm making... If he's actually gay, all right, I didn't mean that as a derogatory thing, right? Let me be clear there. I'm not saying it's wrong to be gay.
It was to a lot of people. To you, to Kylie, to a lot of people, how I just constantly beef with others. And just realize later in life how much I've wrongfully hurt others.
How did I get through I got all the way to the end, Grizzly. All the way to the end.
This is why I'm saying I don't want to do that same shit anymore. I've done enough damage.
That's good. How old are you now? You should be like 27?
I'm 28 now.
28.
Imagine being 28 and trapped in a Discord call about this shit. You're not even doing content anymore. Like, yeah, sure, if he was still doing content, I would be like, yeah, whatever, this is a regular call. He's been gone for 4 to 5 years. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that tracks. So I think when's your birthday?
It's April 3rd.
Yeah, you're about 5.5 years older than me. And I don't know, I guess I could say I'm glad that you're finally acting it.
I should have acted it way before then, though.
Yeah, you should have. And to be honest, the stuff that you let happen and the amount of kids that you hurt because you weren't acting your age, it does make me wish way worse for you than just leaving and going to make a...
Yeah, but he's owning up to it, even if it's 1 HP voice. You gotta at least give him that much, even though it's it's just complete and utter rape, you know?
New life with other people on the internet?
Or Junkie, I would have just left things being indulged in doing this call. I agree with that, but at the same time, it gives people like closure. You know what I mean? At least Junkie had the maturity to just turn around and say, you know what, I gotta own up to some shit. Like Junkie's definitely doing the commentary amnesia shit right now, but at least he's like, I fucked up. Like, I'm sorry. Like he's not hiding from it. He's like, dude, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Should have done something about it, and I'm an idiot for it. Like that's the best you're gonna get.
I kind of fucking hate you.
Yeah, you're right too.
I know that. I'm also a little disappointed because I was hoping I would get at least some kind of answer that wasn't just complete negligence, because I was hoping that, I don't know, that wouldn't be the truth for once with all the shit I had.
What do you talk like at this point? It's only negligent. It's not just Okay, so what I would say is Toasty, malicious predator, ZZ knew what was going on. All these people knew what was going on. In regard to like the people orbiting outside of that, there are people that are just gross negligence. But in this guy's case, he knew what was going on. He tagged fucking Slimmers.
I had to deal with, but this is confirmation that you were another adult in my life who was beyond negligent.
You're getting his mumbling apologies to the subject rather than getting, oh, again, it's just me in my opinion. That's fine. For me personally, that's all you're gonna get. So you can't. What more do you want at this point? Like, he can turn around and be like, I don't really care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, whatever. But like, that's all you're getting. You know what I mean? Thoughts on Jar defending Kevin Spacey? I didn't know he did that.
And ended up hurting me.
Right. I'm just up here in a better spot now than what I put you in.
Yeah, I've been trying to be.
Right.
It's not like you made it easy.
No, I didn't.
And I don't know why the fuck you were still trying to talk to me when you knew that you were under fire for shit. Because when I came to you about the shit that Liam Fagos was doing to me, and then, because I didn't know what the fuck you had done, but you did. And you were kind of just...
I'm really curious how he's going to respond to the Fago stuff, because now this is a pattern of behavior. It's not just the FCK stuff. Now we're going into the idea of what happened with the Fago stuff. Ooh.
Love bombing me. Like, before the video came out, when it came out, and after it, you would send me just messages, oh, you're a good friend, you're a good person. Like, were you trying to get me to save your ass? What were you doing?
No. I think I just wanted just a group of friends to be with, but not actually properly fixing what was actually wrong with me.
Because it is very suspect to me that once you got kind of exposed in 2021, you just didn't say anything publicly.
I just feel like I caused enough damage as is. I didn't want to...
Why didn't you say sorry?
I should have.
No, I know that. Why didn't you?
I feel like if I tried, I would just end up hurting more people than I already have.
God, you're so fucking melodramatic.
No, it's just pathetic. It's not melodramatic. It's pathetic. It's like, hey, this stuff is obvious and it's in your face of what this person did, and you knew this person, you were aware of this person, you were friends with these people, and like it got to the point where you can't not say something. You know what I mean? I think they're talking about the Fago stuff right now.
That is the dumbest logic I have heard. Like, I guess I can get it in the case of Heaton because she said she didn't want an apology, but like, why didn't you just own what you did?
I feel like I just... saying sorry wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can't have some kind of idea of, hey, like, I fucked up in this, and just take that accountability and move on. It's like that easy. You know what I mean? You say, yep, definite fuck up on my end, and I'll do better. That's it. That's all you had to do. Instead, there was like this whole other thing where it's like, I feel like an apology isn't enough. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to articulate myself well enough. I feel like I was going to harm more people with an apology. It's like, bro, all you had to do was say, yeah, the shit happened. I should have done better with it. I fucked up. That's all you had to do. It's the same thing with Jar.
I should have said something instead of just saying nothing.
It's like all these people just have the same fucking problem. This is why I call Jar the quintessential ACC archetype.
Yeah.
They all just have the same mannerisms, the same way of dealing with criticism, the same way when they get caught. It's all like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I really is like, well, technically there was this thing I felt like I couldn't apologize and it would do nothing. It's like, bro!
Just making sure. You're in contact with no one from before Heaton made that video on you. And I don't even like Heaton. I fucking hate that bitch. And I'm the reason that she's kind of gone right now. But her video was...
solid humble brag.
Kind of the turning...
Can't even get mad at it, because... I can't get mad at it. It's a solid humble brag.
Point of, like, you just dipping.
Mm-hmm. And to answer your question, no, I'm not with anyone in contact with in the community.
How did you get in contact with Lio on this account?
From my partner, Almond.
Your partner, is that the kaiju bitch?
It's Lucifix. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I genuinely have much more to say to you. I know that Kylie would like to say fuck you forever.
Right.
That neither of us never want anything to do with you again, and that I'm glad to confirm some things with you, but that I hope you stay gone forever, and that I never have to see you again.
Okay.
Did you want to say something, Lio?
I actually have a few questions for Junkie now that I'm a little more informed.
All right, here we go. Batman Lio stepping it.
Of their level of activity in the FCK, but I did not want to overstep what I feel are your questions that were a bit more important.
That's okay. I think I've mostly covered everything.
Thanks, Lio.
Would you be able to give me any information on some of the other people in the server and how they acted in it?
I can't remember much of the details.
Well, I'm not going to ask for super ultra mega specific, so we're going to go ahead and give this a run, okay? How active was Nezzy Monster in the server?
Answer the question, Junkie. I also am curious how active Nezzy Monster was in the server.
Somewhat active.
How often was Nezzy Monster involved in calls that kids were present in?
I don't remember them being involved in many of the calls. Maybe one or two.
And how about Peaches?
I think also somewhat active. They're pretty close to Toasty at the time.
Do you recall any of them being inappropriate in these calls with children?
Not that I can recall.
Interesting. Then I guess I'll get to my main question then. Why did you cover it up? Because the thing is, there's some people there who did not know there was grooming. There's some people there who might have hands that are less dirty. But why in the world did you cover up grooming, of all things?
Here we go. The Batman voice is starting to kick in. Lio Convoy's kicking into high gear. He's going to start doing Batman shit now. Let's go. I missed Batman, Lio. It's gay, but it's really funny.
I don't know why I did it.
No, I don't. No, sir.
Oh, here we go. The interrogation tactics.
That's not going to be accepted here. Because if this was just like a real quick, in-the-moment decision, and not something that had to be perpetuated over the course of years, I might grant you that. But that's not what this is, and we both know that. This is something you had to make consistent, continual decisions to do. And there was a reason for it, and I want that reason.
I can't remember why I did it. I'm being genuine. I don't remember why.
Okay, so when somebody walked up and asked you a question about the FCK, your immediate instance was just lie, but don't know why I'm lying?
I'm being serious. I don't remember.
Okay, one more question then. Two, actually. So, this does lead to the idea that you will cover up for your friends in commentary, yes?
I used to do that when I was with the whole Spoctor thing, you know. It's a habit I've been breaking.
Who else have you covered for? Because once is happenstance, twice is a pattern.
It's true.
I can't really think of anyone else.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. When there's a pattern of behavior as egregious as this one, I don't believe you can't just magically not remember now, okay? That's a little ridiculous. I understand that you can forget why you did the defense, but that's interesting to me.
I'm so tired of commentary amnesia. Like,
he stole that from me. Hey, don't steal my fucking bit, Lio. What the hell?
This is so irritating.
Why the second Lio question? Anyone in the community, if they can't remember what they did that, like, bro?
So you had to deal with all this crap for years. You had to hide Spoctor's crap. You had to hide the FCK, but you can't remember why, and now you can't remember if there's anything else you're hiding.
I'm serious. I'm genuine. I can't remember. I can't think of.
But it is interesting that he remembers so vividly the Spoctor stuff. I understand that he was integral in the Spoctor stuff to some capacity, but if you remember that aspect, you can maybe remember something small. You might be able to remember something. I don't believe this.
Anything else?
Okay, why'd you hide Spockers?
Yeah.
Because I thought
that is a good question. Why did you hide Spoctor?
I thought that maybe he was actually being genuine, but I didn't think.
Wait, hold on. Genuine? Genuine about what? He said, I have a drive that has nudes of a child. Please don't tell anybody that I had it. Well, genuine in what? He didn't feed you a line. He didn't lie to you.
I think it was we had a conversation with one where he was trying to fix himself, so I believed him.
What do you mean by fixing yourself? How does that work? He was trying to fix himself. I don't know how you fix yourself when you have CSAM and you're like gloating about it, and then you tell people, well, yeah, I destroyed it, but I kept it forever, and I'm gloating about it in a Discord call.
I shouldn't have.
The thing is, Spoctor in that call sat there and told you, the main person trying to expose this, I have befriended them to keep them quiet. You heard that. That wasn't accidental. That wasn't like subtext. You heard it. And that at no point made you think, this might be a problem? Because here's the thing. Speaking as somebody who has screwed up and has hurt people and is trying to change.
Okay, listen. Lio's not trying to change Lio's trying to change in the ways that matter, but he still has like really shitty fucking like television taste. Okay, he needs to do a video on the Venture Brothers, and he keeps telling me, "Oh, I'm not smart enough for that." And I'm like, "Bro, you don't need to be a fucking savant to make a video on the Venture Brothers." Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. And then his retarded take on the fucking Smurfs, and he needs to send me the goddamn lion mask. You know, Lio, I'll grant you a changed pardon if you just get me the damn mask.
I can tell you right now, if I had a conversation like that around Chuuli, my face would be gone. So this is asinine. You expect me to buy this?
I apologize, I'm truly can't.
Why did you let me go back and be around him?
I don't know.
What if the mask is like the Sonichi medallion? I'm not going to wear it. So this is the plan, gentle, okay? The minute that mask makes landfall at where I told Lio to mail it to, there's already a glass case set up, and I'm having my friend, who's my roommate, grab the mask himself and put it in the glass box, all right? So, like, I don't think you understand. This thing is going to be a trophy. Like, I'm not touching that fucking thing, and it's gonna be in a glass box. I'm also gonna get it warded for protection. I'm gonna put like fucking like signs on it and shit to prevent demonic entities. The what? Lio's lion mask.
I should have done something, but I didn't.
That's not ignorance, Junkie. You knew
Oh, I already bought the case. What
the Omega did to me. You knew that kind of stuff was wrong, and you let me go back to Spoctor.
How many friends of yours are child predators?
I'm sorry. What a question. How many friends of yours like to fuck kids? Lio, your delivery is still dog shit. The average Lio.
Not that I know of.
Do you know why I'm
I just love his delivery.
Predators?
To be fair, Lio does have a point because Junkie has covered for multiple people that have done weird shit to kids. Like, to be fair, but the delivery just makes it so much funnier.
Not that I know of.
Do you know why I'm asking you such a very blunt and awful question?
Why?
Because you've already proven that you'll cover up for one, and you'll also cover up for somebody who owns literal child pornography under the "he's my friend, he's totally trying to change guys, totally." So
he's got a point there. Like Shinji, to be fair, bro, he's got a point there. He's like, listen, you covered up for the FCK stuff. You covered up for Spoctor having the CP hard drive, the CP thumbnail. Like, come on, thumb drive. I mean, he's like, come on. How many of your friends did you cover for that are pedophiles? Like, let's just keep it a buck here. Like, he's got 2 under his belt.
So what am I supposed to expect that you won't do? Junkie, have you ever groomed anyone yourself?
No, never.
Well, that elicited a different emotion. So you do have an ability to respond. Do you know why I asked you such a cruel question?
Why?
Because nobody else would do crap like this. It's unconscionable.
Why didn't you tell me?
That is true. It is common.
That you got him to admit it in a call.
I don't know why I didn't.
What do you know?
Because you knew that what the Omega did was bad to me. You knew.
I don't know how you guys haven't noticed yet that this call at this point is just so not going in any favor here. Because first off, you guys got what you wanted. Like, he owned it. He was like, fuck it. Like, not owned it, but he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, 1 HP voice shit. And then trying to dig up more info. This dude's a retard. He doesn't know shit.
Knew that Fagos was abusing me.
At this point, from my interpretation of how I'm viewing things, he's either really trying hard to not out anything else, or he just genuinely forgot everything.
Despite the fact that you were with him helping cover up what Spoctor did, and you still tried to, like, be
milky for powder. Well, yeah. What did you expect from an ACC call, dude?
a comfort to me when I was trying to come forward about Fagos? Like, you're actually fucking sick, bud.
Wait, what did he do? Wait. What did he do?
Helping cover up what Spoctor did, and you still tried to, like, be a comfort to me when I was trying to come forward about Fagos?
Ooh, that's interesting. So Junkie, knowing the things about Spoctor, was trying to be a shoulder to cry on for Chuuli involving the Fago stuff, knowing that Chuuli has gone through multiple iterations of being mistreated in this community, both on a grooming level and just a community level. Knowing all of that, still let her interact with Spoctor and covered for Spoctor. That's fucking interesting.
Like, you're actually fucking sick, bud.
I know.
Ugh.
What was it? Because I'm not as familiar with commentary lore, thank God. Who was it that ran you offline and off your platforms? I mean, actually ran, because it wasn't Laka. That happened later. What ran?
So this is the problem, Lio, is that you say, thank God I don't know the lore of things. And this is why, you know, you kept stepping on rakes for as long as you did, buddy.
You off.
Felt guilty.
About what? What was it you felt guilty for?
Yeah, what did you feel guilty for, Junkie?
About everything what I did. It was a cover-up for the FCK thing.
Okay, but what was the...
Oh, so he just straight up admits that he totally covered up for it. Wow. So he's just like, yep, nope, I totally covered up for it. It's not a, oh, I forgot. It's a, apparently, he didn't even say apparently covering up for the FCK. He's like, yeah, I covered for the FCK.
Catalyst. What was the catalyst that made you leave?
Because you left your platform before you left the internet entirely. Or at least your accounts.
I guess I just realized that I was becoming the very thing I wanted to stop.
And I think I know the catalysts.
Go on.
It was Heaton's video about him, and I believe it was November of 2021. That's when he stopped posting on YouTube and stopped posting on Twitter, and then
That's what they're asking. He's like, well, you know, I don't really remember, and Chuuli is bringing up the Heaton video.
I think it was cemented when Jar and Susie made a video about his Toby video.
Interesting.
But he didn't actually leave anything, like actually delete his accounts and stuff, until he had that call with Laka, where he got exposed for talking sexually around children and encouraging them to share porn with each other and covering up what happened to Teddy.
Why did you encourage children to share porn with each other?
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question.
And please don't tell me I don't know.
Maybe I just assumed that everyone was at 18.
No.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Please don't tell me I don't know.
Maybe I just assumed that everyone was at 18.
No.
I don't believe that.
No.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Hold on. I'm obviously not involved in a lot of this stuff. Did Junkie do a video on Slimmers too? Madame?
No, but he was there for the entire situation.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I'm gonna ball it up and I'm gonna throw it away. Let's try this again. Why? Because you knew they were kids. I mean, some people may be able to have that level of disassociation for the arguments they make, but you don't. So, why?
I don't know. I can't remember why.
Which video did they say that in? I don't remember.
Shut the fuck up.
I gotta find it.
I'm being serious. I don't remember.
You're being stupid.
How do you expect us to believe I don't remember? Like, honestly.
I'm not sure.
Like, how fucking tiny is that walnut of a brain inside your head that you think?
Okay, so now we're doing the accountability call stuff where it's like, Walnut, let's start insulting. Like, I get it. He's a piece of shit and you guys are trying to get him. You do realize that just insulting him is not gonna help him, right? It's not gonna magically make him remember.
Us to believe that you were so mindless, so stupid, that you just went
Pretty sure one in the video she did about, I don't remember.
through life doing things for no reason, including telling kids to draw porn.
I don't have the answer to that.
Of course you don't. Fuck that and fuck you.
Okay. I have to ask then. If you left your platform before the call out from Laka because you felt guilty for covering up for the FCK and covering up for your weird friend, why didn't you just come out with all of it?
That is a fair question. It's like, if you truly felt guilt for these things, if you truly felt like you harmed people and that you caused problems and that you caused hate in this community or that you contributed to misinformation or gaslighting to cover up stuff, that is a good question. To be fair, Grimm's Hollow, that is a fair question to ask.
I mean, you're in a community that's favorite pastime is writing asinine Google Docs. You could have just released one of those and took off. Why didn't you?
That's also true. He's like, this whole community is just retarded. They'll write Google Docs of 150 pages for the most mundane shit imaginable. Like, couldn't you just do that?
If you felt so guilty.
Maybe I thought he was going to be a better person, but I should have known better.
Well, this isn't just about your freaky friend.
Nah, it's not even about being a better person, Junkie. That's a deflection. What they're trying to say is, why didn't you just have, like, the wherewithal and the balls to just say something?
With the 13-year-old's porn. We're also talking about the FCK as a general, because you said that you left because you felt guilty about covering that up before you got called out by Laka. So why didn't you just tell people on your way out what happened? You would have saved a lot of people a lot of pain and heartache if you did. The one chance you had to make the correct decision, and ta-da, you didn't? Like, what? This one you won't be able to give me a I don't know for. Because it's the entire reason we're here.
Let's be real. They introduced me to Spoctor knowing very well they were a freak. That's interesting. So it's not just Chuuli, it's you as well. And then other creators that he was trying to get them a connection to, and he ignored. He purposely didn't tell people about the Spoctor stuff at all. That's interesting.
It's why you left. It's why.
To clarify,
go ahead.
To clarify on the timeline,
It's strange watching these videos from these people. I never actually watched their community videos, only the dramas afterwards. Same. That's why it's fun watching. I'm more of a spectator sitting on my Rat King throne, watching the subjects stab each other to death while I make money off of their suffering. That is the extent that I care about these people. You know what I mean? I do care about the obvious victims that did go through horrible shit. I do care about Chuuli getting, like, what is it, like, closure on the situation. Everyone else can kill themselves.
you felt guilty about the stuff in the FCK before Laka confronted you on it, right?
I was more so just to feel guilty for both, but I should have said something.
But, okay, so you did feel guilty for the stuff in the FCK before you were confronted on it by Laka?
Yes.
Wait a minute. So even before the Laka stuff, he was aware of all of this and just didn't say anything still? That's crazy. I can't believe he just admitted that. He could have said, well, I did. If he really wanted to save himself, he could have said, oh, I didn't recognize it until the Laka stream, how bad things were.
Okay, yeah. So why the fuck didn't you say anything?
I don't know. I don't know why.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm being serious.
Chuuli, you gotta let the man speak on that.
No, you're not. Do not give me that fucking horse shit, Joseph.
The reason why I personally am struggling to accept the I don't knows and all this is because I had at least one interaction with you where you were maliciously thorough in your reasoning. Do you remember that?
I think I do.
I gave you every kindness in the world to stop bad behavior when it came down during the Omnia and Peaches stuff in 2020. I tried to mediate a conversation between you and Manga Common, and you turn around.
See, this is the problem. Again, Lio, here's the thing. I hope you don't do this anymore because it just causes more problems, you fucking idiot. Stop getting in the middle of these people having arguments. Let them kill each other.
You lie, and then even when your other friends are
I know we're going retro on like 5 years ago, but come on, buddy.
asking for your help during the Sherman stuff, you prioritize the fact that you screwed around and screwed other people over the fact that people were in danger. Because you just didn't want to have to deal with the fact that some old angry toy collector was about to rip your throat out. Are you just a coward? Is that just who you are deep down?
Everything so far has indicated that this guy is a coward. It's pretty obvious.
My side?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph is a little fucking bitch. And that's exactly how he acted when I was a kid, which is why I was the one having to clean up all of his shit, because he was too much of a fucking coward to do it himself.
That's why I can't
I think Ponder's in her 30s, dude.
buy this. Because you were malicious. You got out of that call and said, I just apologized to Manga Common. I told him I'm going to fix this problem. Now I'm going to go make it worse. Now I'm going to lie in this video where a whole bunch of people are going to see it. Now I'm going to have, I'm going to pass the call on to Omnia and Kai and Creepshow Art so they can have a little giggle fit over the fact that I sat there and lied to my friend. And I want to be very clear. This is extremely minor compared to, I don't know, covering up for child predators. Very minor, by the way. This is not the main point here. But the main point is I'm using this to demonstrate the fact that you're malicious and you plot things. So no, I don't magically buy that you suddenly don't remember. I don't.
That is okay. That's fair because I don't know much about Junkie outside of the basic important drama stuff, right? This is more like interpersonal things involving the Kai and Omnia stuff, which I know about the Kai and Omnia stuff, but Junkie's involvement I'm very hazy on. So that is fair. Based on the interactions that Chuuli and Lio both have had with Junkie, I can see why they're saying you're definitely making shit up right now. Because you definitely have had malicious reasonings before, and you've done things before that warrant you to be a liar. So, you know what? That's fair.
I can't and I won't.
Packwatch Kai Weiss. Thuman, did I ever tell? No, I'm pretty sure I told. I keep telling people anytime Kai comes up is that we had Smaggle Daggle on a call, and then Smaggle called into Kai's stream while me and Brew and Leon were restreaming him, and Smaggle like said I could say the word or whatever. Like he's like wait, I have the pass, I'm retarded, and then he calls Kai the F slur. Oh god, I love it so much. And then I quote tweeted Kai when he was like bitching about his drama, the one involving like the physical abuse or whatever, not the Omnia stuff, the second team. And I just quote tweeted, I was like, can you stop bitching on the timeline and just do something about it? He's like, whoa, dude, that's really mean of you to like make fun of me or say that I should get over it or do something about it. And then he deleted his Twitter account.
I know you, Joseph. You're very much capable of malintent.
Right.
So can we please get actual answers instead of doing all of this? Because we're already...
The second time, yeah, there was a whole other drama where he was like, he met some girl that may have lied about her age, or he knew the age that she was underage of like a year between the two of them or two. I don't remember the exact age gap, but it was retarded. And I really wanted to shit Kai on that one. Yeah, like apparently he was treating this one girl like shit or whatever for another one. All of his socials are being accused by a 17-year-old. Yeah. I remember that.
Like 45 minutes in, and
I still have the document. It's just sitting in my Discord server, like in my my investigations chat.
My patience is tested.
I still have it. I have the whole Google document that the girl made, unless she deleted it.
Why didn't you say anything, knowing what you knew about the FCK?
Maybe I just believed that Toasty wasn't as malicious as I thought it was, even though the proof said otherwise.
But you know so many children.
That's such a cop-out. That's such a cop-out. Well, I didn't think Toasty was as malicious as everyone made it out to be, even with the evidence. Bro, you're an idiot. You have zero fucking self-preservation if that is the case. You are so terrified of being roped into stuff that you will actively just downplay shit instead of just ignoring it. Should we consider Jar a clanker? Yeah, I already did. Thank you for the 11 months, Venomous.
Children were in danger.
And that you just said that
you know
left.
that there was specific.
You said you left because of the guilt over the FCK, so you can't sit here and say, I didn't think he was malicious.
So wait a minute. So first it was the guilt over the FCK, then it was the guilt over the Heat and stuff, now it's the guilt about Toasty. This is interesting.
For you to have guilt over it would require you to already know. So I'm going to ask you politely once. Please stop lying. Because that's what that is. That is a lie. That's not an accident. That's not misremembering. That's just a lie. So we're going to move forward. Please stop. Because at this point, unless we found out you've done something to a kid, there's nothing else you can lose. So you've got nothing to protect.
That is true.
Okay?
Okay.
So why?
Thank you for the 3 months, Thuman. Chris say, meow, meow, yeah.
Didn't you say anything?
I didn't say that.
When you left.
It's AI. Because Thuman pays me money. I read it.
I didn't say anything because deep down I didn't think much of it.
Okay. Why did you sit there and tell kids to draw porn of each other?
Because I just...
Were you so porn-brained that you just enjoyed people doing it, especially kids, because, haha, it's funny the kids are drawing porn?
No, I didn't think of what their age were because deep down I do have a really bad addiction to this stuff.
No, I can...
No way. Whoa! No way! His response after being grilled this long was, yeah, I had a really heavy porn addiction, and I was told I didn't care about anyone's ages, and I just had them draw pornography because I'm addicted to it. Junkie! It took you this long just to own that?
I can tell. I had to verify a very vile picture with you. Trust me, I'm aware. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Are you getting therapy for that?
I am.
Okay.
Okay, so, again...
Is he admitting to CSAM? No. He's admitting to being okay with being in a server full of people posting pornography because he had a porn addiction and he didn't care about the kids doing it because of his porn addiction.
I'm gonna go back to the other question.
Like drawing artwork of porn or like all that shit.
Since now you're finally being honest, which is appreciated, by the way.
That really did have to be waterboarded out of him.
How active were the names I asked you in the FCK, and how often did they talk sexually around children?
I remember Toasty being pretty active about it.
All right, how about Nezzy Monster?
I don't remember them being too active. I know they were in calls a lot, chatting with Toasty, but being too sexually active in texts.
All right, and how about Peaches? How often? And it's not just text; it's text calls, all that. How active was she in the server? How often do you know of that she talked sexually around children?
I think maybe once. I remember.
Ooh!
All right, how about Jar?
Once. Why was Jar brought up?
I remember Jar being in there.
I see. Thank you for finally answering the questions properly. My final question is, why did you just try to lie to us? And don't tell me you don't know. There had to be a reason. What's the actual reason?
A lot of my memories have been repressed.
Yeah, no, I do remember that Jar was inactive. I just don't get why we're asking Junkie that. But I guess it's to, like, gauge his knowledge. Because he said, I don't really remember much from that time, or I don't remember the situations of that time. And then you're getting him on, like, hey, like, do you remember Jar being in there? And he's like, Jar wasn't there.
I don't remember all the awful shit I did.
Don't you...
That's fair, Venomous. I didn't think about it like that.
Talk about this stuff in therapy?
I do.
Okay.
Dude, imagine having to go to your therapist and saying, yeah, I used to be a part of a Discord server that had a bunch of people posting pornography in there and I got hooked on porn. And then what happened after that was, you know, the server also had kids in it, so they were drawing porn. Like, imagine that's what you have to talk to your fucking therapist about. Did you know Junkie's longtime girlfriend who was planning to marry broke up with him because of the FCK leaks? Whoa. Wow. Oh my god. Like, I don't even know what to say about that.
Take away the
like, I have no words. I'm like actually I'm actually shook by that information.
East.
Okay, so you've been jogging your memory in therapy. Why is it suddenly now in call that it's repressed?
I learned it from a credible source. Well, I don't know who your source is, so I got to take that with a grain of salt.
Maybe just a defense mechanism I have.
Are you just so used to lying that it's your default at this point?
It's a gut feeling, you know.
Great.
Junkie has admitted to me in the past that his heat of the moment decision is always to lie.
Okay, so I just want to make it very clear,
Yeah.
in case we ever have to be in call again. That is 100% a way to make me go from 0 to 100. I hate liars. I hate it when people lie. It is so absolutely pointless, unnecessary, stupid, and cowardly. Do not lie to me again, or I will become unglued. And I actually don't want
I will become unglued. I will become unglued. I will have a mental breakdown in this call right now. I will scream at you like Batman when he's interrogating a fucking criminal.
Right.
Are you still in contact with Phantom Heart?
No.
The gay night rises.
Not.
When did you cut contact with them?
I think it was 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah, he's a real tough boy. Lio's a real tough man on the internet over the Discord call. It's so tough. Has Lio changed? It's too early to tell, but he seems to be doing better, so that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Like it's like incremental. It's never not going to be like 100%. It's not like he's going to be doing a 180 flip where he's like a total dejected black-pilled asshole like me. It'll never happen, but like he's getting there.
Because I know I don't think Phantom Heart was in the FCK.
No, they weren't.
Okay. So they're another person that you lied to about Toasty? Because Phantom Heart knew of the FCK. Because I remember in our group chat, Dude,
I can't stand all the support plays that are going on. Chuuli, your support play is terrible. Come on.
Online drama shit was really stressing me out at the time. You guys...
You're moving too close to the front.
Warn me by changing the name of the group chat from just the normal thing, and then you would put it into what you guys called fruitcake mode.
I don't remember doing that.
Of course. And I remember being in a server with Toasty and Slimmers, and I think Phantom Heart was also there. Did you tell them anything about the FCK?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know how she knew of it, then?
I think Toasty mentioned it to them at one point.
Okay, because yeah. God, you fucking suck.
Are there any more commentary people you are hiding things for? Since you're finally being honest.
Nothing I can think of, no.
Okay. Thank you. You got anything else you want to go over with this individual, Julie?
No.
Warriors better DSP than healers, I guess, but like your team is just getting wiped like every time they come up to this ridge, dude. Like every time they come up this incline, I just see them get wiped. So like, bruh, stay behind for a few minutes.
Okay. We'll go ahead and leave then, and I'll be in contact if anything else is needed.
Hello, welcome back to the present. I'm sure everything has at least one thing on your minds right now. What the fuck? That was genuinely evil. The major thing I want to highlight, in addition to Joseph throwing me straight into a groomer's arms the second I turned 18, was him admitting that the reason why he encouraged kids to draw and share porn in the FCK and why it didn't mean anything bad to him is because he's a porn addict. I know.
Imagine having to admit that.
No, addiction is a serious issue.
Now a stadium worth of people, like not a stadium, I would say more like an auditorium, or maybe like a field. 13,000 people. Yeah, bro, that's like a massive concert of people that now knows that you had a porn addiction.
But it getting to the point where you involve children in your sex-based addiction in order to fuel it, I straight up don't know how to properly respond to that in a way that wouldn't get my channel immediately banned. Following that illuminating call, there were two things at the forefront of my mind. Two loose ends I didn't feel comfortable leaving that way. What's the deal with Phantom Heart and Hal? With Hal, I was confused on if they knew everything, why they were allowed to stick around after sticking by Joseph. So then I wondered if they did know everything, or if they were in the dark on Joseph's sick and twisted behavior as well. With
Yeah, I know. You could literally be a porn addict without getting kids involved in your porn addiction.
Phantom, I hadn't heard from or spoken to her in years, not ever since Joseph got cancelled in 2021 by Heaton. However, I had no idea exactly what she knew about the FCK and Toasty's actions regarding Teddy, since we were both around Toasty at the same time, and in an old group chat I shared with Phantom, she used to change the group name to Fruitcake Mode whenever stressful drama shit I didn't want to deal
Phantom was Junkie's editor. Interesting.
with at the time was being discussed. So wondering if Phantom had been another one of the...
I wouldn't be shocked if Phantom knew. Like, I don't tell Confusing or Core really any... Well, Core... I've met Core in real life. A Core I consider like, you know, a friend. Like he's a cool guy. He's done great things for me. He's been helping out the channel a lot. He's been trying to scream at me to stream more, and like we talk about personal shit once in a while. But like it's nothing like too deep, right? But in the case of YouTube drama, we talk about YouTube drama. Like me and the editors. Like we've done it before because they're all adjacent people within the same community. If drama happens, we tend to, you know, talk shit about it. Or like we'll talk about it and send like information to each other. So like I wouldn't be shocked if this dude knew what was going on.
That people lied to and manipulated by Joseph. I tried to reach out. I couldn't reach her directly through her Discord, so...
Oh, her! Excuse me.
I hit up one of my friends, Jem, who was still friends with her Discord account, though they hadn't spoken to her in forever either. From the conversation that followed, I gleaned that Phantom didn't know anything about Joseph's actions regarding kids. That much was certain. However, she had vague memory of possibly knowing what Toasty had done. Maybe through a fucked up misconstruction from Toasty and or Joseph, and I wanted to see if Phantom had any proof of Toasty giving their side of the situation to her, but, you know what? I'm just gonna have Gemini read out everything that transpired.
Hey, so Chuuli would like to clear things up with you regarding Junkie.
Who this?
It's Jem, formerly Pega Gamer.
Ah, who's Chuuli?
Formerly Dulu.
What do they want to clear up? I haven't spoken to Junk in like 2 years.
About the FCK situation, and if you knew about what happened with that, and what role Junkie had.
Far as I'm aware, Junkie took down his video because of the negative feedback and Manga and Peaches sending their hate crowds at him. Junkie's doing better in therapy, but that's about it. Everyone's kind of just drifted off since 2020.
I'm so sorry, what? Phantom knew everything. In fact, she interviewed Toasty Vanilla about the FCK server and still continued to be friends with him, but they're playing stupid, like they have no idea what they're being asked.
Chuuli just asked me to shoot you a DM and ask if they can get in contact with you to talk about what happened. You okay with me getting you in contact with Chuuli?
Gonna be fairly honest here and say that I don't really have any info to give them, and I barely remember them. Been focusing on my actual life for the past 5 years. They can shoot me a DM if they want, but I don't really know what we would talk about.
That's fair. I do genuinely hope things are going well for you. If there's any information you do remember relating to the FCK and Toasty Vanilla, that would help a lot.
Not really, just that everyone in that group was fucked. I'm not even in any of the groups that had the DMs, and I think half of them changed accounts.
That's valid. Would you be okay if I made a group DM between you, me, and Chuuli? So it'd be easier to DM about it?
Hope y'all are doing good though.
Living life.
Sure, if you want. I just don't remember much and don't have any receipts, but yeah.
I'm sure any information would help. I'm assuming they're investigating and just want to cover all bases, which is fair.
Sure, if they want. I just don't have much to give.
So I guess I can make a quick list just off the bat. 1. Did you know anything about the Fruitcake Club / FCK? In a DM group we had back in the day, you used to set the chat name to Fruitcake mode whenever people talked about drama stuff because it stressed me out. So that leads me to believe that either Toasty or Junkie told you of the FCK, but probably nothing about what went down in it. 2. How did you meet Toasty? Was it through Junkie or some other means? What did Junkie tell you about them? 3. Are you still in contact with Toasty at all? Did you two ever meet up like they told me you guys planned?
Knew it was a server that had a bunch of commentary people in it. It had people with a porn chat and a bunch of drama. Don't remember much else. No clue. Junkie and Toasty didn't get along from what I remember. Used to play video games with Toasty before I focused on school. Nah, never met up with her. Last I heard, she was going back to her home state. It's been 3 to 4 years since I've interacted with any of them on a level that I'd remember clearly. Last I heard from Junkie was that he was just focusing more on his personal life. It's been just the same with me.
Do you remember what her home state is? Where did you hear she was moving back? Also, do you remember any situation between Teddy that draws and Toasty about her being inappropriate with Teddy when...
What is this?
Hello?
Wait a minute. This is the person that interviewed Toasty? I think I went over this. I think I did go over this. I forgot. Oh, they're just straight up lying. Oh! I didn't remember the name. The minute I saw this thumbnail, this artwork, and the position in it, holy shit, they're just straight up lying.
When she was a minor?
One of the Carolinas, somewhere south. I just remember things went south between them at some point, because we used to all play games together, but Junkie didn't want to anymore at some point. Vaguely remember the name Teddy. I remember looking at some stuff Toasty sent me, but don't remember the context.
I wonder if there's any way to retrieve those DMs. One of her accounts still exists. It's just vanilla, period.
Not in my DMs list.
It's possible on desktop to send a friend request on Discord and open them back that way. I can show you that when you're available if you want.
I'm not really interested in investing a lot of time into this. If you have quick questions, I'm happy to provide what I know, but I haven't
That's interesting. When did this interview come out? 4 fucking years ago. These DMs are from this year, and they're just straight up lying to Chuuli, who's asking him, hey, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? And they did the interview. They know all the information.
Interacted with the commentary scene for years, and I don't feel like dedicating my time to it more than I had.
I understand that, but I don't think turning down the opportunity to possibly find proof of Toasty trying to twist the narrative about the child they groomed is the right move.
I see. We can consider this conversation over then. I don't enjoy people holding morality over my head about situations I'm not involved in.
You were involved in it, though. You interviewed Toasty. You put yourself into it. That's an interesting way to kind of like skirt what's going on. Well, it doesn't involve me. Well, it does. You interviewed them. It's not a moral police thing when you're the one that interviewed them and still were friendly with them. That's interesting. That's interesting.
What a fucking coward.
I do want to add that they did DM me saying that they were mad about it or whatever.
Hope you do well in the future, but I don't do well with people manipulating me and only contacting.
There's no manipulation. The guy said, hey, Chuuli just wants like information in regard to this and wants to investigate the situation deeper. There's no manipulation. Oh, now they're making themselves to be a fucking victim. She was involved because she interviewed Toasty and tried to defend him in the video later. Yeah, so I don't get why the fuck they're saying I don't know anything.
me as a means to an end.
And then they blocked me. And
Like this person was upfront about what they were trying to do the entire time. You can't call that manipulation.
And before I could, I did screenshot it because I couldn't message them again. They did this before I could respond. I was like, I didn't mean for it to come off like that. I want to be straightforward with you about it, which is true, which is fine. But whatever, c'est la vie, I suppose.
So yeah, unfortunately, because Phantom is a bitch-ass coward with no morals guiding her life, after the slightest pushback to her hesitancy to look for this proof because she just doesn't care about the fact that she may have evidence on a predator who's still around, she flanked on the conversation, complaining about how I'm holding morality over her head, which is the most bitchless way of saying that I pointed out that her inaction would be fucked up. I shouldn't be too surprised considering the last time she got any heat online, she vanished off the face of the internet, including the Twitter account you're still following me on, dickhead. I can't imagine being a perfect example of how someone could just refuse to grow up. But there's nothing I can do to make an
And she was following Chuuli on Twitter, which means that she knows who Chuuli is.
adult act their age. She also immediately blocked Jem, as stated, with a self-victimizing send-off because of fucking course she did. Manipulative and dishonest people are so predictable. So with Phantom being a complete bust, I was fairly hesitant to bring anything to Hal's attention, considering how much closer to Joseph he was, and also considering what happened the last time I dealt with someone handling the allegations against their boyfriend.
First of all, this has never heard, like, does she know about the show? She know about the cookies and waffles? Yes.
No, listen to me. Holy shit, I'm saying there's a part of content that was removed so she can make cookies.
Despite that, I wanted to make sure I had everything right, because it would greatly inform how I was going to move forward with things, including this video. I was also horrified by the prospect that if Hal didn't know what Joseph had done, this would be the way he found out. So on July 20-
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy, getting the fucking wife involved, or boyfriend, whoever they are. This is insane. Thuman already told me that they're no longer together. That's fucking insane.
27th, after a couple weeks of agony and screaming, Lio was able to get me into a call with Hal, in which Hal actually thought he was just going to be confirming to me and apologizing for his own actions in the FCK, which were minuscule in comparison to others. We had a talk about Joseph's behavior, and I'm not going to be playing that call. As far as I'm concerned, based on the level of ignorance that Hal had to the stuff his boyfriend was doing, he has a right to privacy, and I don't think I need to be showing him struggling.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you don't need to hear that. Nobody needs to hear that. If this person had zero interaction in regard to that stuff, it's just, oh God. She was in the FCK server too, but they had no idea. Did they know about the FCK server? Like what was going on in there, or were they just a member of it like Jar was?
With what he was informed about to the whole of YouTube. Because as it turns out, Hal was entirely ignorant to Joseph encouraging children to continue drawing and posting pornography in the server, as Hal had been dismissed from the call with Laka where that was discussed. And Joseph had specifically made sure to leave it out when discussing both that call and the call that Lio and I had with him.
Oh no.
I honestly feel terrible over how heartbroken and horrified they were when they came to learn about Joseph, but they've been very diligent on reassuring me that it was the right thing to do. It should be obvious, but the two of them aren't together anymore, and I'm hoping that Hal is able to move on from this with as little or easy to manage grief as possible. He also wrote out a formal apology again for his involvement in the FCK, which you can pause to read here. So, in conclusion, in all other seriousness, my heart really does go out to Hal. Finding out your boy—
Yeah, that's fucking horrible. Like, oh my God. That's fucking horrible. Dude, I'm actually shocked by the Phantom Hard thing. Junkie's reluctance to actually understand what the hell their problem was. And it took like 40 minutes of waterboarding to get them like actually fucking done. Like this is horrible. Like, oh my God. I don't even know what to say. These people are fucked. And now we have the Spoctor thing coming up. You got Ponder being negligent, a thing that they would criticize and crucify anyone else for. Dude, Ponder's a negligent. She's a sweeper. I'm kind of like 50-50 on that. Actually, I'm more in like the 60-40 camp of the sweeping. 60% is sweeper, 40% negligent. That's where I'm at. I was an active post in the FCK server since they aren't a content creator IDK. They were aware of the kid's age is just like Junkie. Oh yeah, so fuck them. I don't know if they were aware of the kid's ages like Junkie was. So if they were aware of the kid's ages, would chipper. If they weren't aware of the kid's ages, horrible situation to be put in, and your fucking soon to be boyfriend, your boyfriend / soon to be husband just fucking destroyed all your happiness because he's an idiot. Okay, I think I'm done.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the clip. Thank you Core for doing the editing. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. Check out the link in the description for the LOLcow trading card game. There's a brand new pack called Series X. That pack has my card in it, the tipster cards as well. On top of that, there's a bunch of other cast of characters in there, and we're also working towards an ultimate goal for that. So make sure you guys click on the link below. We're going to try and upload daily here and do live streams pretty often, so make sure you stick around and hit that like button. Thanks, guys.